day and it's gonna rain.
You're gonna be busy today, aren't you, Farmer?
We've been busy.
Farmer Engler?
So we'll be about quarter done today if we don't break. Once I get my software issues taken care of. I said I'm kind of anti-software today, so. Uh-oh.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be a
Sarah?
rough day for you.
Sarah?
Commissioner.
Here comes what you do? Remember, hot mic.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, we had software issues, so finally gonna take care of it. Yeah.
You actually had to steer the tractor?
For a while, yeah, it was terrible.
I'm gonna go ahead and test the microphones just to make farming
You get
stories of
dependent
the
on
day.
something. It's like. We used to do it. They're going and all of a sudden you go. You go across the field sideways. Make sure I'm.
Is the Martin Sheriff show?
Here.
Now, let's make it the Mark, then Sheriff show, but yes.
I thought it was the sheriff, then Mark.
It is.
It is.
And it looks like Craig's got those others. So we are recording and live streaming whenever you are ready, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I have 9 o'clock, so I'll call to order the Isabella County Board of Commissioners, Criminal Justice, Accounting Affairs Committee. First up, do we have any need to add to the agenda or take off the agenda?
Not sure.
Okay, so we will go forward with the agenda as presented. Okay, next on the agenda is a call to the public. I will turn around and see if there's any public here. Like to comment? I do not see any. Is everybody online or on the phone?
There is not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, great. We will proceed forward then. First up is consider approving the purchase of the Track software for the Isabella County Sheriff Office in the amount of $24,123 and authorize the board chair to sign the same. We have our sheriff here, Michael May.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I will start off by saying that I did not put in the staff report, but they were, both of the projects were reviewed by Attorney Tim Perone, and we'll work through that magic to make sure the legal mumbo jumbo was compliant. So Core Track is a budgetary thing that we have put in for the October, the new fiscal year. We were kind of in a hurry to get this done because it went up $1,000 after in between the time that we put in for the budget request and the new budget. They are going to reduce that back down to the original price for us for 30 days. So by the end of October, it goes up $1,000. We're trying to get that through and wrap that up. So what this product does is it is a kind of a clearinghouse for the inmates as far as movement, as far as tracking. If we give razors out, if we give commissary out, if we give anything to them, this is a barcode type scanning reader that we know that when we get all that stuff back, or things that we need to really monitor and keep track of. It also is a very easy, simple solution. Right now, if an inmate moves from cell A to cell B, the correction staff have to go in and physically type in and move things around. Now it'll be on a status board where you just pick them. So when they go to rec, they'll pick them and move them. So there's always a clear picture of where they're at in the facility. We always can track, exactly where people are at, which is good. It has lots of features, again, for the keep parts and things like that we need to make sure that we're not putting in certain people with other people where there might be conflicts. The one big thing with this is there was a very pricey piece on our new construction project that we're looking at that involves doing cell checks and monitoring and so forth. That eliminates that completely. So basically, it's nothing more than we print the barcode out, we put it on the cell. When the staff walk by, they use an iPhone or an Android that's not even activated to the service. They scan that. When they come back to the control centers, it uploads that information real time. So it's shows when they're there. Like right now, we have maybe 2 or 3 spots in the jail that actually have a swipe reader that they'll, our cards will swipe. So they're only, so they know they were in that general area at that point in time. This can be on every single cell, so they can hit them every single cell and make sure that we know a record or log that we checked them, we were there, and that kind of thing. So lots of good safety features and stuff installed there. MMRMA, I did put in for the $5,000 match or the grant opportunity through them. I optimistically hope we'll get that. I think we probably will. They're big on that kind of checks and security and safety and liability reduction. So that's Core Track in a nutshell. It is a sister, or not even a sister product, it's a module to what we have for jail tracker. So it's all ties right in seamlessly with our current jail tracker or jail tracker software. Sorry.
Just one kind of curious question, which they all usually are, but anyways, you said it's a lot cheaper than the current system. What makes this much, or what you were planning for the new jail? Why is it?
So what we were quoted was there's 2 or 3 companies out there that do a whole platform of swipe type readers and things like that. There's one that's called what's that bar that the correction staff walk around with and they scan. And they were tens of thousands of dollars for these. So when we were looking at that, they were trying to get us to decide which one we wanted to pick. So we needed one, and we're like, holy cow, we don't know. And then that Core Track came along and they gave the presentation. We're like, no, wait a minute, so we can put a barcode on there and just do it. And yeah, absolutely. I'm like, yeah, it's no brainer. So currently we use, again, the swipe card readers that we have on the buildings right now, but that's only in 1 or 2, maybe 3 places in the jail that we have that. So again, it's general. So when the correction staff do their rounds, they'll swipe those, but they doesn't mean that they looked at every cell. I mean, they're doing their round, they're just, hitting the things, and they probably are looking at the cells, but it doesn't really record that, where this will. So yeah, the other ones were extremely expensive. They were shocked, like 50 to 60, 70,000, like some of them. So, and we can move these around. We can add as many as we want. We can change them. We can. I mean, it's,
Well, you can only have 50.
what's that?
You can only have 50 currently.
Yeah. Yes.
I assume you can request more for
Yeah,
a
yeah.
higher bail, but, and on that, the iOS devices, you purchase 8, you said you could use phone. But what type of devices are those purchases?
Yeah. So that would just be a base or a standard. And I know they do have a spec. I don't know what the specs are onto them, but they're not anything like you got to have the iPhone 28 or whatever we're on now. I don't
Well,
know.
it says you're purchasing 8 devices for $350. iOS device adapter
oh.
otter case. Is that just a, sorry,
Yeah, no, you're right. So, and I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, if we'll do that, we're gonna compare that with our contract with Verizon, because we might be able to get them cheaper. They did add them in there, so that may be something we don't use. But they're just an iPhone, standard iPhone or a standard Android. And again, it doesn't really need a cellular service. It just uses the internet, network stuff and they download, so. If I answered your question or not, so.
okay, so you may or may not purchase
The phones.
Apple devices, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And we do have, our contract with Verizon, that Michelle has, we get some of that stuff at a good discount, so we want to compare that a little bit, so.
Okay, so I noticed the maintenance on this goes from 2,000 to 4,200 a year.
Yes. That'll be something.
Is
we'll
that
have to-
something we push back on at all? Because I don't,
Well,
you don't have, you've got QR codes on the wall and if you use your own devices, then you've only got the kiosk
right.
that's got maintenance on. I would imagine that you could purchase a kiosk every year for $4,000.
So the maintenance on it is optional. So I think, once we get into it,
Okay, yep,
maintenance option.
yep,
So we may not need that. I'll be honest with you, jail tracker's been very stable.
okay.
So it might be in our best interest to say, if we have a problem, we pay as we go
Mhm.
versus paying 4,000. Sometimes that's the case. So that first year is free. We're gonna kind of ride that out to see where we're at with it, but you're right. We may not need to do that
Okay,
optional
yeah.
maintenance.
You say you slap a barcode on there. Is that secured or is that,
Well, the barcode would be on the outside of the cells with nothing more than a piece of paper, and then you just laminate it.
but
put
could
on the
that
wall.
be switched?
What?
Where it's pretty well watched or something, or the barcodes itself? I said, I'm just curious. I'm not sure on this, but could somebody switch
Yeah.
barcodes for
It
different?
has in here,
Did or not?
it says QR code placards.
Okay,
It
so it'd
sounds
be
like it's more physical.
something you can't
Yeah,
get.
but
I was
we
just,
can also print them though. That was
Yeah.
our thought was we could print them if we wanted to add it someplace.
so
or
they don't have
whatever, so,
access to it where they could, well, you never know.
Yeah.
It might take a long time to run
A
out
lot
of
of time
50
on your hands,
records.
that's some
yeah.
people, you know.
If you're currently only
Well,
using
Full-time.
three.
the new facility for sure. I mean,
Right.
because it's a whole different layout,
Right.
you know, with that pie shaped and stuff like that. So we wouldn't necessarily need a lot of them there at all. This one, you know, we've got more dormitory where we, you know, the more we put up, the better off. But
Right.
again, in the female wing, you put one in there, you swipe it, you know, you've been in that wing, right? I mean, it's, you know, you're walking through,
Right.
so. Yeah, the plan, and I'm not worried about them moving them and that kind of stuff necessarily. They'll be on the outside of the cells, and typically when inmate movement's going on, there's somebody in the master control watching them move. So they know if they're tampering or screwing around or
Okay.
something.
I was just kind of curious how.
Cause you'll hear them sometimes, cause somebody will stop to talk to somebody else at a cell and the correction staff will be like, keep moving, you know, like they're always paying attention to them, so.
Okay, that's all the questions I have. Mr. Swaney, any more questions?
Nope. All right, now let me move back to the agenda here. All right, make a motion, move forward the purchase of the Core Track software for Isabella County Sheriff reviewed by the Board of Commissioners on Tuesday.
I will support that. Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. We will move that forward to the work session. Okay, next up, we have the sheriff here. Also for this one is consider approving service agreement between Stellar Service LLC and Isabella County on behalf of the Isabella County Sheriff's Office for a period of 5 years and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
So Keith Commissary has been our commissary company before my time. We've had a good relationship with them, but we've had some struggles, especially lately. You know, some of it's supply, and we get that. That's not anything they control or can make better for us. But some of the issues we've had over the past is if an inmate orders a package of things. So for example, they might order something that has a Snickers bar into it, maybe some crackers or whatever else. They'll order that off the Keith website. And then it shows up, but they didn't have maybe, for example, the crackers. Well, at that point, the inmate's like, two things happen. They think somebody's taken it already from them. Or they're like, hey, it didn't show up with it. So then my staff has to do a paper trail backwards to Keith to get that reimbursed. It's just extremely cumbersome. Prices went up here about a year ago, which everybody's did. We kind of knew that. And then within a couple of months, they came back and they wanted to increase some stuff again. And so we just started looking and paying attention to what was going on. And we come across commissary or Stellar, who has a much nicer, cleaner solution. They have a way higher inventory of things to provide to the inmates. It's all automated. Basically, if you order something and it's not available, you don't get to order it. Doesn't. So there's no backtracking. They have their own accounting software that'll kind of fit right into our PSNA stuff. And we get to set some of the percentages. And quite frankly, I think we'll probably end up making more revenue through Stellar. We get to set those percentages a little bit. And because they have such a large volume and quantity of things to purchase, I think we'll see an increase. That's typically what happens. They said in every county they've switched to that they've seen an increase in revenue. It does not cost the county anything. Everything's free. They'll bring their own kiosks in. There's opportunities for people to just log into the website and put things on inmate accounts. So they don't have to, you know, if it's somebody that lives in Detroit and wants to put money on an inmate's account here, they can do it right from their phone or their website at home. So they come into the office and do it. It comes in with a money counter basically. So when the inmates come in with cash in hand, it counts the money immediately and puts it right into accounts and tracks it. So just overall, I think it's going to be a much better solution for us in the jail. So
Do they access their account through a PIN number or is it?
Yep, name and pins. The inmate will get a pin assigned to them through the Securus and our video systems, and it all kind of connects together. So
you don't have any problem with as far as PIN numbers getting.
Sometimes people like to share PIN numbers, but typically with commissary, the inmates are pretty tight to their sleeve on their own PIN. Yeah,
Pretty close
so,
to keeping that. Okay.
yeah, yeah. And it will check, housing fees and stuff as inmates leave, so we know we're getting housing fees paid if there's money in the system, so we're not, trying to track them down later and do that kind of stuff, so. Yeah, this was no cost to us and probably will generate more revenue, so. Things Nicole likes to hear.
I do. It's going in the right direction.
It says that we are responsible for bank accounts. So does that just mean that we're entering in bank account data if that's the way they're paying, or what does that actually mean in the
So the
contract?
accounting side of it's a little to get set up is a little much. They want a new bank account. I know our treasurer is questioning that a little bit, and then I think he's working with my administrative assistant and Stellar to figure out why they need that. I'm not sure if that's a necessary thing or not, but Stellar likes to have this brand new account that just everything goes into. So really the end game is it automatically goes to those accounts, so everything is
Separate.
well, nobody's counting money. We're not
Right.
trying to,
We're controlling an account that
yeah,
the inmates' money's going into and out of.
it's the whole check and balance system, but it's our account that the money's flowing into versus, their account or, some third party or something. So
Money's going the right direction.
correct.
Yeah.
We have control over,
We're
Monitoring.
responsible for all the product
correct,
brought in,
Yes.
which means we're responsible for getting the money.
correct.
So,
Yeah.
but when is that usually not the case?
It'll be a nice clean, I think, able to audit and maintain and
Okay.
see what's coming and going.
Mhm. That won't be an extra burden. It'll be automated
I
and
think everything, once it's
Yeah.
set up, it sounds like, because they have their own accounting software that just kind of flows into our stuff, and so I think it'll be very automated, and like I said, the audit logs and tracking logs and all that stuff will be pretty simple to look at. And there's several counties in the state of Michigan that use Stellar. It's not like it's.
That's good. it's always good.
Mhm.
I can make the motion then if we're good. All right, move to bring forward the service agreement between Stellar Services LLC and Isabella County on behalf of Isabella County Sheriff's Office for a period of 5 years. The BOC meeting Tuesday.
I will support that. Any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. We'll move that forward. Sheriff.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Sheriff. Okay, next up on the agenda is consider the termination agreement effective May 17th, 2022 between Isabella County Central Dispatch Central Square Technologies LLC and authorize the board chair to sign the same. We have Mark Griffiths here, the 911 director. And he will talk about it.
Good morning. So in December 2020, we worked with our current vendor of our CAD solution. They gave us notice that they're going to phase out the current product we're at sometime in the future here, and they wanted us to go to their upgrade. It was supposed to be the same or better as we went forward. It was called Pro Suite. And we took that option and it's not better. So there's no point in trying to go further forward with it at this point. We've done a full exploratory effort of trying to fix the software to whatever it could to make our needs and stuff, and it just will not do that. It's not as good as the current software that they currently provide us with, called One Solution. So it's at this time that pending legal review, which this is being reviewed by the legal counsel, I'd recommend that we terminate the agreement for the Pro Suite CAD agreement that we have and continue back at this time with our One Solution. We are currently looking for other CAD opportunities. As you know, the sheriff has put in for a 2% that might be able to bring us all back together in one platform to not be siloed, which would be great if that works out. But for the moment right now, we need to just stop the Pro Suite CAD agreement, continue on with our One Solution agreement, look for future opportunities as we go forward. Back in 2020, We paid the initial installment that was required when we went to try it of $79,752.33 per their contract, but have not paid any more invoices since. Have not authorized any. I've asked many times to see if we could get any money back from them. The answer is it basically would be released from the contract with no further obligation. So from that point, we won't have spent 300,000 plus on that particular contract to go forward with it. It doesn't affect this budget year. We already had it planned to continue on with our one solution to keep the CAD up and running to service the public safety people. So, any questions?
Termination date of the 17/2022.
Yeah, so
Explain that.
it's been a little
Legal.
bit of a challenge working with the company to get information back to get the termination agreement done and ready. Since that date, May, I'd been asking if we're getting any money back, and that answer hadn't been given. It now has been given the last 30 days. And so at that point, I put the contract up to legal, and they're currently reviewing the contract.
Okay,
So
that's
that'll
fine.
be reapproved or whatever they need to do to adjust that. But, and then we'll fall back to our one solution current contract that we're on. So
Okay, that was my
Yeah.
only thing. Question going through legal. That's what,
been difficult working with the company, which is, you heard the sheriff talk about challenges. This one's been very challenging, and I keep explaining to him, we're your current customer. You really don't want to treat us this way. But apparently that doesn't matter. They've been bought multiple times at this point, so it just is what it is.
I don't have any questions
I don't
about
have
it.
any more questions.
Yeah,
I was
getting rid of it.
Thank you for stopping the bleeding.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Move to consider approving the termination agreement effective May 17th, 2022 between Isabella County Dispatch and Central Square Technologies LLC to the BOC meeting on Tuesday for review.
I will support that. Is there any more discussion? See none, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion has passed and we will move that forward to
Thank you
the
very
next
much,
session.
commissioners.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Okay, next up, we got some 116. Thank you, Sheriff. Kind of did a quick glance at all of them, but we'll go
Yeah.
through them real quick separately. Consider approving the Donald and Susan Yeager farmland agreement application for partial 060021001005. Instruct Isabel County Clerk Board to approve applications to the MDA farmland and open space program. So. Okay, first up, I did not see anything in this one. 67 acres for 10 years.
Yep.
Seems to have all the lines checked. I didn't miss anything, and usually the clerk will catch them also. So
It looked like everything was filled out to me
it was everything
on all
filled
three
out.
of them.
As a policy, we've always supported the Farmland 116 Act. So
Move to bring forward the approval of Donald and Susan Yeager farmland agreement application for the parcel 0600210001-05 and instruct Isabella County Clerk to forward the approved application to MDA farmland and open space program.
I will support that. Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The motion has passed. We'll move that forward to our work session. And next up is consider approving the Donald and Susan Yeager farmland agreement application for partial 060022000201 and instruct Isabel County Clerk to forward the approved application to the MDA farmland and open space program. Just like the last one, same owners. I went through this one also. A little smaller acres, 15, same amount of years, 10 years, so. I believe 7 years, the minimum used to be
I
99.
think it says on the form, doesn't it say 10 is the minimum now?
Well, they might have changed it. Could be,
I
it's a
just
small
thought I'd
amount.
gone across that, yeah.
Anyways, 10 years. And I'll take a look. Yeah. It's been a while since I've actually went through it. They do change a little bit on it, but yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's very rarely do you see any. Less, or usually they're a little bit more. 10's one of the lighter ones. If you're gonna apply to it, so. And it is transferable, so if you sell the property, you can transfer the farmland agreement to the buyer if it goes through an estate. Person dies, they don't have to deal with the taxes because it could be transferred over, so.
All right. A move to bring forward the approval of the Donald and Susan Yeager farmland agreement application for parcel 0600220002-01. Instruct Isabella County Clerk to forward the approved application to MDA Farmland and Open Space Program.
And I will support that. Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. We will, that motion has passed and we'll move that forward to the work session. Okay, last one up is also from the same people. So consider approving Donald and Susan Yeager farmland agreement application for parcel 06003-0, excuse me, 30004-00 and instruct Isabel County Clerk to forward the approved application to the MDA farmland and open space program. Just like the other ones, I did not see any changes. This is also for 10 years and I think it's 40 acres, with a little bit of woods on there. So I see no problem with it.
How does the woods thing? So there's like whatever 8.8 acres of woods. How does that work in the farmland agreement? It's just space
Well,
that can't be used or
farmland is considered, can be considered part of agriculture because you can forestry, you can
Forestry.
actually take them. Like I have
Yep.
something that we, about every 12 years, we'll go through and do a select cut. So, so it is production agriculture, just takes a little bit longer. So there is a value to that.
Right.
So it's considered, forestry is considered part of agriculture. So
Thank you. All right, I'll move that we bring forward approval of the Donald and Susan Yeager farmland agreement application for the parcel 06003-3000400 and instruct Isabella County Clerk to forward approved application to the MDA farmland and open space program.
I will support that. Is there any more discussion? I did leave something out though, that also that 7 acres could be leased out for hunting properties, which is a big income for some of them. So it's also considered, that's considered part of agriculture too. So that's all I have. So any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. On favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The motion has passed and we will move this forward to the work session. At this time, we have announcements. Have any announcements? Don't see, I don't have anything today besides. Anyways, this time we'll do a call to the public. Anticipate present in our room, so I assume there's no one there for that. Is there anybody online or on the phone? See, then I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.